Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another CRN broadcast. Tonight we have the Core Premier Series as they get ready to tackle Lankenbanen Hell RallyCross. And tonight is only going to be a 12-lap feature dash for the cash, sort of speak, but no cash is really involved tonight. But it is the Rallycross tonight as I've watched these drivers take a lot of laps tonight on this track, and after talking to everybody in the Discord and everything, I am so glad I'm up here in the broadcast booth calling the action instead of down there on the racetrack tonight. But so far, it is Aaron Smith with the quickest practice time of the 36.351, and then Chris Hamilton right behind him. But as you can see here, I'll go ahead and bring up the information for tonight's track. As we're looking here, it is 0.62 of a mile. Track temp is 85 degrees with 66-degree air temperature. Partly cloudy, 7-mile-an-hour winds. Nothing too bad, but it could play dividends to anybody out there running their hearts out. I will give a little bit of a background on how tonight is going to work. It will be a alphabet soup kind of night. As you've seen on the Premier Series, we have done alphabet soup a couple of times. So we have 5 4-lap heats. The winner advances. 4-lap D main, winner advances. A 6-lap C main, the winner advances. 8-lap B main, the winner advances. And then a 12-lap feature. So there may be a lot of guys registered for this event, but only 6 will be able to take place in the final championship race here tonight, as these guys only will take 6 into the feature instead of the whole 16 car field. But we got you covered up here in the CRN booth as we take a look at Aaron Smith, the quickest guy in practice, as he's taking another lap around Hell Rallycross. You see him. You're going to see a lot of different cars. You're going to see the Ford Fiesta of Chris Hamilton. You're going to see the VW Bug, and you're also going to see the Subaru. Oh, almost a wreck there. The Subaru STI. So you're definitely going to see a lot of different car makes and manufacturers. You're also going to see a lot of these cool paint schemes here tonight as Aaron Smith goes into the Joker. I believe there's only one Joker lap. But before we get on through that, we'll go ahead and bring up Carl Handwork up here into the race booth. I kind of went over the format a little bit here, only taking 6 to the top, or the 6 drivers into the championship race for tonight. As, there's 16, 17 guys registered only in here, but only 6 make the final A main. How many jokers do you guys have to make throughout the whole night? Is it just one every heat race? Or once you get past the heats, is there multiple joker laps that you can take?
I think the better question is how many jokers are in here tonight.
Yeah,
This is gonna be rough here, but yeah, it's just gonna be one joker for each of the races. I'm gonna double check, but yeah, it's just gonna be one joker all through the night. It's not gonna be 2 for any race. So one joker for every one of them. So in the 4-lap heat race, it'll be one, and all the alphabet soups, whatever we're gonna need here, is gonna be one each, and then one for the features. So it'll be interesting. It looks like we're set up for possibly 3, unless we get more guys in here at the last second. It'll be 3 heat races here. So the winners of each of those will go in there, and then we'll probably get 3 from the B main.
All right. Well, qualifying is getting ready to start here for you, Carlos. We're going to go ahead and throw you back up to the general, and hopefully we'll be talking to you at the end of the whole night all in together.
Yeah, sounds like a plan, buddy.
All right. Take care, buddy. All right. That was Carl Handwork, the co-owner of Core Racing League. Big shout out to him for allowing me to step in and broadcast and get a little bit more of broadcast duties as we get ready to start our qualifying. They did give these drivers more time for practice so that way they can get the handle of this track, see what they can do, and go from there. Barry Kistler out there in chat saying this could be a hell of a race tonight. Barry, yeah, I don't blame you. It's definitely going to be a good one. And he also says, as always, good luck to all you drivers. Barry, we wish you all the good luck as well. You're always in here rooting for anybody and everybody. in the chats, no matter what league it is, whether it's Core Racing League, ECRC, or any other stuff that CRN does put on. So a big shout out to you guys out there in chat. Also, make sure you like, share, subscribe, give a big thumbs up on this video so that way we can see about subscribers. It is completely 100% free. Don't have to put any money into it. All you got to do is just hit that little notification bell so that way you don't miss a single video once you subscribe. Turn on all the notifications so you can see when we go live. And then that little like button, give us a little bit of a thumbs up. If you guys have anything you guys want to see throughout this whole time of being on broadcast, like a certain person's car, or you want to give them a special shout out, let me know in the comments, and I will do my best to kind of let that be known. But so far, taking a ride with Christopher. Oh, sorry about that. Hit the wrong button. Riding along here with Chris Hamilton as he's taking his time out here on track. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the race info here and get the track map up as well. So far, 1 minute into 2 minutes into qualifying so far, and it looks like we have Aaron Smith out there so far. Nope, nobody has able to take a lapped time yet, so we're gonna go ahead and there it is. Aaron Smith, Nick Nickerson out there with a 38.511. So Aaron Smith in P number 2, but Nick Nickerson in first place, holding it down so far. Definitely going to be a good night of racing. These guys don't really do a lot of road course, rallycross type stuff, but when they do, it always puts on one hell of a show. No pun intended there, as we are at Lankenbanen in Norway. A little bit of a different track here, as Chris Hamilton is one of the favorites coming in here tonight since he is a road rallycross racer. So definitely look for him to possibly sneak up through the field and take away a podium and or a win. So far, 3 minutes out of 5 minutes of qualifying, and Aaron Smith is your pole sitter as of right now. Go ahead and see if we can find anybody else out here on track. Aaron Smith is still out there on track. Paul Butler in that Nitro Circus Subaru STI going to do a little bit of a backwards entry there. Not able to make it stick. Tim Thompson riding along with him in that Subaru. Jimmy Inslee in the Coca-Cola Oracle VW Bug. Alex Carver in another Subaru. So, like I said earlier, you're going to see a lot of different car makes and models. You got the Subaru, you have the Ford Fiesta, and then you also have the VW Bug. But so far, it looks like the VW Bug is the one who's putting down a little bit of a quicker time than anybody out here. We'll go ahead and let you look at this track. It looks a little weird. You got a couple of dirt sections up there in the top right where you see it looks like a little bit of a triangle dirt. That'll be where your Joker lap will be taken. And then you come back out, get off the dirt, go back onto the pavement, come back in and through, take the long way around, take more dirt, go all the way back in and through, go uphill a little bit, back down into a downhill area, into a tight 90-degree corner. And then after you get out of that 90-degree corner, you're going to come up to the start finish line. But at the start finish line, there's a little bit of a jump there. I got a little bit of time in as we had that, and it did not plan out the way I wanted it to. It sent me for a little bit of a loop. But so far, we're going to go ahead and run down our qualifying order here. As we look, we have Aaron Smith, P number 1, Nick Nickerson in second, Christopher Hamilton in third, Brian McCann in fourth, Carl Hanwerk in fifth, Kevin McCann in sixth, Dane Simpson in seventh, Paul Butler in 8th, Brandon Mettler in 9th, Todd Cottle in 10th, Tim Thompson in 11th, John Nobinger 12th, Alex Carver 13th. Jimmy Inslee 14th, Abhi Vishwasam in 15th, and Kevin Foster rounding out your 16-car field. But as we are doing that, we are actually green flag is out. So we're going to go ahead and jump on board with the number 70 of Aaron Smith here and get these cameras situated, as Aaron Smith did inherit the lead super early on and doesn't show any signs of giving it up as of right now. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the track map for you guys so you guys can see exactly what we see. And let me try to reload this really quick. So we just can't get the track map to come back. There we go. Now we have the track map up here as Aaron Smith still out front. Then you got Brian McCann. He's going to take the Joker lap super early, so definitely going to see a lot of people take the Joker lap as Alex Carver in the number 25 of Todd Cottle. He's in that POW MIA VW Beetle. Not the biggest rallycross racer that I know of. And look at that, the number 079 of Alex Carver ended up looping it going through the second turn. Todd Cottle just trying to do what he can to keep it under control, which is a little bit hard to do considering you are going from dirt back to asphalt and then back to dirt. It is majority asphalt, but you do have a little bit of dirt sections here. And as he's coming up past the start finish line, there's a little bit of a jump I was telling you about. It's not going to hurt you too much unless you get too far to the inside. If you get too far to the inside of that start finish line, you'll end up getting a little bit more air than you dreamed of. As Alex Carver is sitting in pit road, not sure exactly what happened. He might have broken a front right tire or maybe had too much wheel damage and not able to keep up. But Dane Simpson in P number 3 as he's rocking that pink and blue Subaru. He's going to get right up by that start finish line, going to send him up a little bit differently and awkward. He's not going to take the Joker lap here. Not sure who all has taken the Joker lap as of right now. And it looks like Aaron Smith is out to a 2-second lead over second place runner Brian McCann. But anything can happen because I do believe Aaron Smith still has to take the Joker. And that is correct. So Alex Carver still has to take the Joker. Same with Aaron Smith. So these guys are. So you're going to see Alex Smith or Aaron Smith. You're going to see if he takes the Joker this time by. He does not. So, with that being said, if he didn't take the Joker, he did take the Joker. Never mind. So, he must have taken it the lap before. But Aaron Smith coming home with the first heat win as we get ready to set up for our second heat race. And, like you heard Carl say earlier, there might only be 3 heats, but only 6 make the main event. So, this is definitely going to be a good race. Not going to be a good race for points-wise, but in our second heat, we got Nick Nickerson, Carl Handwerk, Paul Butler, Tim Thompson, and Jimmy Inslee to start off our second heat. Go ahead, move to the start camera here. You'll see the lights come on. Once those lights go green, they're going to be off to the races as it looks like they are going. And look at that, Nick Nickerson out to a good start over the number 77 of Paul Butler. And then you got Carl Handwerk. He's going to dive it in there deep with that Sucks to Suck VW bug. And Nick Nickerson still holding him off. But what can Carl do? As we're going to go ahead and bring that track map up for you. Not sure exactly why it went away after our first heat. I'm going to go ahead and bring that back up for you guys here. As the 053 of Jimmy Inslee had a little bit of a rough go, and the 2 and 18 get together. The 18 is going to take the lead off that bounce of Nick Nickerson. Going to go ahead and move the camera out. And Carl Handwerk, he's going to hit that e-brake, take the Joker, so that way he doesn't have to worry about taking it later during the race. But with that being said, it looked like the Joker's a little bit slower than actually taking the actual track. Normally, The Joker is a little bit faster than going around the whole track, but in this case at Lankenbanen, it is the other way around. But look at that, Paul Butler, he's trying to get up to that P number 2 spot, take it away from Carl Handwerk, not going to be able to do it this time by, and Paul Butler goes off the track. Hey, Paul, you're on dirt, not grass, buddy, as he's going through the last corner, up and over. And now Carl Handwerk has to play a little bit of catch up here as Nick Nickerson had a little bit of a problem there. Oh, he actually took the Joker, so look how quickly Carl Handwerk was able to catch back up after Nick Nickerson took the Joker there. And now we're going to have a really good battle on our hands as Nick Nickerson takes a little bit too wide. Carl Handwerk's going to drop it back down to the inside, not going to be able to make the pass. But what does Carl do? Does he try to force Nick Nickerson into a mistake, or do these guys just finish right where they are? Because right now, with it being alphabet soup, Nick Nickerson would make the feature, and they are on the last lap. So we're definitely going to see what that sucks to suck car can do on this number 2 of Nick Nickerson as he's going up through, not able to make the pass or stay close to the number 2 of Nick Nickerson. And he takes it a little bit wide, but Carl's going to have a good exit off this corner, not able to capitalize on it. And Nick Nickerson might be able to capture the heat race to win. Carl Henry taking it a little bit wide, going to go ahead and jump over to the finish here as Nick Nickerson comes around jumping over the start finish line. Paul Butler in P number 3, followed by Jimmy Inslee in 4th, and then Tim Thompson rounding out your 5-car heat race. Heat number 3, we have Chris Hamilton, Kevin McCann, Brandon Mettler, John Nobinger, and Abhi Vishuvasam. So we have a total of one Ford in this race, 2 Subarus, and 2 VWs as Chris Hamilton in that. Oh, and it looks like a bad start by Brandon Mettler here. Going to have to play a little bit of catch up, but they are 3 wide going into turn number 3. John Obinger giving a little bit of a door tap to the number 64. And now we got Kevin McCann. He's trying to do whatever he can. And oh, the 033 of Kevin McCann is a big mover on that. But here comes Chris Hamilton with a little bit of a rebuttal. And now Brandon Mettler is back there in P number 5, or P number 4. Abhi Vishuvasam did not grid here tonight. So now we got these 4 battling it out, and Chris Hamilton trying to get around that number 033 to make himself known into that main event so he doesn't have to go down the alphabet soup. But when do they take that Joker? Kevin McCann cuts the course. That's going to be a slowdown penalty for him as John Nobinger was ended up getting spun out after that corner. Kevin McCann still holding on strong. Must not have been a big enough slowdown penalty as he kept it in. But look at that. The dive by the number 64, Chris Hamilton, able to take over the lead. But what does can Kevin McCann get a little bit of a rebuttal here as Kevin McCann goes off track, goes hill climbing, and that's going to open up the door. Now, does Chris Hamilton wait till the last lap to take the Joker, or does he do it now? And that's what is good about being in RallyCross. You never know when that leader is going to take the Joker lap. You don't want to take it too early, but you also don't want to take it too late to where it could hinder your races. Brandon Mettler moves up to P number 2. Kevin McCann drops down to P number 3. But it is still Chris Hamilton, your race leader for heat number 3. And then you got John Nobinger in P number 4 all the way in the back after his spin on lap number 1. And it is Chris Hamilton coming around take that final lap. He's going to take the Joker on lap number 4. And it looks like... Yep, there he goes. He's going to take the Joker. Wasn't sure. He had that car angled like he wasn't going to. But I think that's the quickest I've ever seen somebody get through the Joker there. As Brandon Mettler took the Joker lap as well. And he drops from second back on to P number 3. So there's going to be your starting order as Chris Hamilton snags the 3rd heat win of the night. What's also good about running rallycross like this, you don't really have to worry about the track state. On dirt oval, you got to worry about the track state, with the dirt slicking off, as they would call it. They call it the blue groove, and Chris Hamilton will get the win for heat number 3. Kevin McCann, P number 2, as he came across the line. Brandon Metler in third, and rounding out your four-car field will be the number 44 of John Nobinger. So with that being said, now we're going to start going down the list here as we got our 3-car breakaway. And now we have, it looks like, I'm going to go ahead to the start of this. Jimmy Inslee, John Obinger, Kevin Foster, Tim Thompson, Abhi Vishwasam, and Alex Carver. So we got a 6-car field. We're going to see if Abhi Vishwasam ended up getting into this race. Does not look like he did. Pace cars no longer here, but Todd Cottle. No, that is Kevin Foster. Sorry about that. Kevin Foster running the same paint scheme that Todd Cottle's got on there. But they are 3 wide going into 1. John Nobinger on the outside of the number 8 machine. And you've seen that Alex Carver took the Joker that early. And there's big carnage right off the rip. John Nobinger spins it out in the same spot. And he is not looking the right way, as Kevin Foster is your number 1 setter with Jimmy Inslee right behind him. And then you have the 079 of Alex Carver, and then you have the 05 of Tim Thompson, and then John Nobinger back there in P number 5. But so far it is Kevin Foster keeping the entertainment up here with a VW Bug. He got up there. Granted, with John Obinger spinning, Jimmy Inslee, he's going to take that Joker lap this time by, so he doesn't have to worry about it. But look at that. Alex Carver already took his Joker. So now you got to worry about, okay, keep the distance up on this number 079, get through that Joker as quickly as you possibly can, and open that gap back up. Kevin is hungry for a win. He will do what he needs to. He'll also do it cleanly as he tries to get that first win of the season here, as he's coming around to take lap number 3. And I believe Kevin might either do it this time or next time by for the Joker lap, as it looks like Kevin is not going to take the Joker this time by, so he's got to take it on the last lap of his heat, or C main, I should say. And that will do it for that. But Jimmy Inslee in P number 3, Tim Thompson up there in P number 4, and then in 5th, rounding out your 5-car field, is number 44, John Nobinger. As it sits right now, Kevin Foster has to do that Joker lap, but look at the gap. 3.2 seconds between him and Alex Carver. So we're definitely going to see how much time he can make up on Kevin Foster when he takes that Joker lap, as he is taking the 1 to green or white flag. And Kevin Foster going to back it down nice and easy. That gap going from 5 seconds down to 2 seconds, but not enough time to make up on that number 8 machine of Kevin Foster as he gets through that corner nice and easy. Kevin Foster slinging it back and forth, and Alex Carver getting a little bit loose. Didn't spin it out, though, as Alex Carver still trying to catch up to Kevin Foster, but not able to do so. Or actually, Alex Carver got around Kevin Foster, but it's going to be a drag race coming to the line, and it'll be Kevin Foster getting the win. We're going to go ahead and go back here to see what happened to the numbers 079 as he got up on 2 wheels. Just clip the curbs just a little. Oh, that's how okay. Gotcha. That's how that worked. So now we are at the B main here. Brian McCann, Carl Handwer, Kevin McCann, Dane Simpson, Paul Butler, Brandon Metler, Todd Cottle, and Kevin Foster are going to be your drivers out here tonight. And we're going to go ahead and ride on board with Brian. Oh, the 18 of Carl Handwerk jumped the start. You hate to see it. And that might be a post-race interview there for this guy, as this is the B main. And there's a lot of guys out there taking the Joker lap already. And here we go. Almost. As Brian McCann was the biggest mover out of that whole shebang. And it looks like Kevin McCann and Brian McCann going to do battle. But back here, Carl Handwerk ended up jumping the start just a little bit. Not sure what happened. And oh, he got together with Brian McCann. Let's go to spin the number 18 around. Almost gets hit by the number 77. Able to get it out of the way. Good awareness by the number 77 of Paul Butler. And you hate to see it as Carl Handwerk drops to the rear. And the 8 of Kevin Foster. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're going to go ahead and take a look back here. Carl Handwerk coming through. Gonna go to the. Oh, he almost got into a lot of people there. Gonna go ahead and rewind that and rewind it. And then slow it down a little bit and do a chase mode here for you guys. As Carl Handwerk, I'm gonna go ahead and he sees everybody spinning, but he doesn't know where to go. I mean, everybody's kind of going everywhere. Almost gets into the back of Todd Cottle. Almost hits Paul Butler. Oh, he did hit Paul Butler. Heavy nose damage to that number 18 now just for that hit, but able to keep it going as Carl Handwerk has made his way back up to P number 6. And that number 18 sucks to suck Joka graphics machine right behind the number 25 of Todd Cottle. And Todd Cottle is just trying to do whatever he possibly can. But it is Kevin McCann out there to a decent sized lead. Brian McCann. And then number 42 Budweiser machine. Then you got Dane Simpson in that blue, pink, and black Subaru. And then right behind him you got Brandon Mettler in that BAM Racing Videos VW Bug, as he's going to get in there, lock them all up, hit the e-brake, going to keep it off the wall. He's up, didn't keep it off the wall there, ended up giving a little bit of a kiss, and that's going to open up a little bit of a gap between the number 96 and the number 15 of Brandon Mettler. Lap number 5 out of 6, and it looks like Kevin McCann is out to a pretty comfortable lead. And then you have the number 42 and then the 96 and the 15, your top 4. Carl Handwerk making his way back up to P number 5. And that's going to go down to the A main. So it is only 12 laps, so it's going to be a pretty quick one. But it's the one that really counts the most. You don't want to get sent home too early. As we are on the last lap here, Kevin McCann had a little bit of a problem there. Kevin McCann ended up crashing on the final lap. What happened to the number 033? He's going to get into the Joker, slows it down, hits the e-brake, nice and tight. Oh, his brother was able to get around him, and that's what that was. But Brian McCann able to get the win off of his brother. And Kevin McCann is P number 2. Dane Simpson is 3rd. Brandon Mettler 4th. Carl Handwerk 5th. Todd Cottle 6th. Kevin Foster 7th. And Paul Butler rounding out your 8-car field. As Paul Butler just crossed the start finish line here. This was the B main. So now we're going to see the feature as Aaron Smith, Nick Nickerson, Chris Hamilton, Brian McCann, Kevin McCann, and Dane Simpson make up your 6-car field here. I'm going to go ahead and go to camera view number 2, right along with Nick Nickerson in the number 2 machine, as he was pretty quick in his heat race. And this whole feature is pretty much stacked. The 6, the best of the best, coming out, and it looked like a very good, solid jump by the number 2 and the number 70 machine of Aaron Smith. Chris Hamilton, he's going to drop back, take that Joker lap, get it out of the way super quickly. And look how much they checked up on each other. It looked like Martinsville out there as they get beaten and banging. But look at that, Aaron Smith still out front. Nick Nickerson and P number 2, Brian McCann and Kevin McCann doing a little bit of battling here. They were battling earlier, and now they're back at it again as Dane Simpson. He was one of those drivers that took the Joker super early as well. But you got a VW Bug, a Ford, and a Subaru. Subaru are your top four. Aaron Smith throwing it down with the uh, VW Bug. And look at that. Brian McCann's taking his Joker that early. So that's going to open up the door for Chris Hamilton to get around him. Now, what does these top three do? When do they want to take that Joker? Because Chris Hamilton has already taken the Joker. And Dave Simpson going to pull a Martin Truex Jr. at the Roval. Ended up looping it out, but didn't hit Martin Truex Jr. there as they get ready to go to the start finish line here. Going to jump up to Aaron Smith as we're going to see what he does here. He's not going to take the Joker, neither is Nick Nickerson. So these guys are going to keep holding their ground, want to get as much of a lead as they possibly can and force one of these guys into a mistake. Kevin McCann still holding on to P number 3, but Chris Hamilton is coming back up without a problem. With this being 12 laps, Chris Hamilton got that Joker lap done on the first lap as soon as they went green, so you don't have to worry about him taking that Joker. But look at that perfect slide all the way through that almost second to last corner. Nick Nickerson right on the rear end of that number 70 machine of Aaron Smith. What does Aaron Smith do now? Does he just hurry up, take the Joker, get it out of the way? No, he does not. Kevin McCann does not take the Joker either. And that's going to open up the door. Nick on the outside going to do a little bit of a crossover, not able to make it happen. And now we got Aaron Smith still out front. Nick Nickerson right behind him. Nick getting right up on that back bumper. Didn't want to hit him, so he backed off just a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and jump back here with Christopher Hamilton as he has gotten really close to Kevin McCann. Had to back it off just a little bit. Didn't want to hit him. Chris Hamilton, one of the cleanest drivers I know, unless we're at Knoxville and I just forget my spatial awareness and get into him. But looking on the inside, not anymore on that number 033 machine, as Kevin McCann does not takes the Joker this time by. So Kevin McCann down the Joker, gonna lose 2 spots in that whole shebang. Nick Nickerson actually took it too, so move Chris Hamilton up to P number 2, and Aaron Smith still out there in the lead. Just got to wait for that number 70 machine to take that Joker lap as Chris Hamilton is 3.8 seconds back. He's got to close that gap, get away from Nick Nickerson, and set sails as we are halfway through this race. So 6 down, 6 to go. What does Aaron Smith do? It looks like Aaron Smith did not take the Joker this time by, so gap's going to stay 3.4 seconds. And I don't know if that's enough time to make up for Chris Hamilton if he does take the Joker within the next couple laps. Chris Hamilton being super patient, just running his laps. Going to go ahead and jump back here with Kevin McCann as he lost a lot of spots that time, but not sure what happened to Dane Simpson other than that spin that he had earlier. But it looks like, no, Aaron Smith did not take the Joker. But the biggest battle up on screen right now is Nick Nickerson with Chris Hamilton. Both have taken the Joker, but Chris Hamilton took it earlier than everybody else. Same with Dane Simpson, so Dane doesn't have to worry about taking it. He just got to worry about trying to catch the field as Dane and Chris Hamilton are one of the 2 favorites for the Rallycross as they really like dirt road. Oh, Nick Nickerson pops up that rear end, going to drift it around the final turn, able to keep the hammer down and keeps that P number 3. Good spatial awareness by him, and Aaron Smith has taken the Joker, and that's going to put them side by side, Aaron Smith and Chris Hamilton. So now it's these 2 battling as Aaron Smith was able to get back out in front. Chris Hamilton's going to dive into the inside, going to take that inside away from the number 70. 70's going to get in the wall. You don't want to do that. You could break a tire. And that's going to put Chris Hamilton up to the front. He got around the number 70 machine of Aaron Smith. So move Chris Hamilton up to the front. 4 laps to go, starting lap number 9 right now. Nick Nickerson in P number 3, going to see what he can do to get around the number 70 machine after he got into the wall. The 70 is not going away, though. Going to challenge the number 64, keeping him honest. But these three you could throw underneath a blanket. Anything can happen if you think about it. You could hit a curb wrong. You could do what Nick Nickerson did earlier, get into the tire barrier, or not tire barrier, but hit the grass the wrong way and make your rear end come up in the air, but not able to get around the number 70 just yet. Gets a good launch out of that corner, going to take the inside from the number 70. 70 is going to do a little bit of a crossover move, not going to be able to make it happen or stick. So move the 2 back up to P number 2. And Chris Hamilton is focused on getting this race win as Nick Nickerson, if he can do what he just did to Aaron Smith, we might see one hell of a finish for that race win. No pun intended again out there in the Facebook, or not Facebook, YouTube chat. But so far, a good race with these top three. I would go back and watch everybody else, but the battle is right here with these three. 2 Fords and a Beetle. Who do you got? But so far, it is Chris Hamilton getting the race lead and not looking back. I do battle with him on Thursday nights as we run the 87s. But as it sits right now, Chris Hamilton doing what he can, doesn't want to overdrive the corner or the car. Just take his time. He's only got 2 laps left as they're on lap number 11, going to be on lap number 12 here shortly. Gets a good run out of that. Nick Nickerson does that same thing again where he caught the grass just a little bit wrong. Pops that rear end up in the air. Able to keep it straight, though. Aaron Smith not going to be able to get to him. But what does Nick Nickerson do? Does Nick try to do a little bit of a crossover dive bomb? And there it is. Almost gets in the back of the number 64. The 64, Chris Hamilton, able to pull away really quick. And Nick Nickerson going to dive it in there again. Not going to be able to get the power down as he just sat and spun his tires. But this is the final lap, and there's only one more corner left. What does Nick Nickerson do? He's going to try it again. Not able to get to the inside of Chris Hamilton. So Chris Hamilton will win the 12-lap feature here at Lankenbanen held RallyCross. Second will be Nick Nickerson. Third will be Aaron Smith. Fourth, Brian McCann. Fifth, Kevin McCann. And rounding out your 6-car field will be the number 96 of Dane Simpson. Whew. Sorry. So while we get those results pulled up here for you guys, we'll go ahead and get ready to bring these top three into the booth. Give me 1 second. I'll go ahead and empty that. Now I'll show this. Yeah, there we go. So your top 6 for the feature. Chris Hamilton getting the win with Vet Motorsports. 2 of Nick Nickerson finishing P number 2. The number 70 or yellow banana with a little bit of bruising on it is the number 70 of Aaron Smith. Fourth, Brian McCann. Fifth, Kevin McCann. And sixth will be Dane Simpson. So as we're going to wait here, we're going to go ahead and bring in our third place finisher of Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith, this is Dylan in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I've got you.
Man, one hell of a race, no pun intended. I've said that about 3 times, but you were looking pretty strong out there, especially in your heat race. You know, you were the only lone bug out there, and you were making it worth their while. And, you know, a P3 isn't too bad. You know, you had the lead super early on, but once Chris Hamilton got to you, that's like when you started having your little bit of a mistakes getting into the wall. Kind of walk us through how that Joker kind of affected the outcome of your race, getting the race win.
Yeah, I threw it in there about as well as I could have. I just didn't get that good of an exit, and that was what was able to get the front 2 behind me. And unfortunately, it didn't work out in my favor. But I spent too much time running on the worn-out track in practice and getting used to that. And then we got into the race where the track was all reset and it was a little hard. So try to do a little better next time.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, us here in core, we got a couple more road court or rallycross on tap for it later in the season. But did you get a wheel damage or anything like that when you tapped the wall when Chris got to your right side of your car, or was your car completely fine?
I think it was fine. I didn't feel any issue. I tried to feel it out there on the straightaway going into the right and left handers going into the final corner and didn't feel anything wrong. So yeah, that wasn't the problem. It was more of a driver issue at the end.
Right. Yeah, that's all that matters. But like I said, P3 can't be too mad. But next week we go to GTEs at Canadian Tire for a 15-minute sprint and then a 45-minute endurance race. How are you feeling about that track car combination and that endurance race style?
Yeah, I was quick there last time we ran the GTEs there. I don't know if it was the GTEs or another type of GT car, but I was pretty quick there until I crashed. So I'll try to replicate those speeds and hopefully finish the whole race this time.
Oh yeah, for sure. Before we let you get on out of here, does anybody want to give a special thanks to and a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everyone at the Core Racing League for putting this show on, you for broadcasting, all the folks for watching. Looking forward to getting back at it next time.
Alrighty. That was our third place finisher. Aaron Smith going to go ahead and move up to our second place finisher of Nick Nickerson. Nick, car number 2, finishing P2. Kind of ecstatic for that, Hey, it is Rallycross. Chris Hamilton is a monster on Rallycross. There's a couple times you almost got in the back of him. I thought you were going to spin him out. But then there's other times you hit the grass just the wrong way and your rear end was almost around on you. So ended up finishing P number 2. Can't be too mad at yourself. But do you think maybe if you had a couple more laps, you could have gotten around the number 64?
I was just still trying to get into like a groove. I mean, it's kind of one of those disciplines where like I go out there and I just drive, but I really don't have any clue what I'm doing. Just kind of winging every single lap. Yeah, I was trying to actually um, bump Chris there a couple of times to see if I can just get him like to slide off the corner. I just couldn't get up to his bumper and I catch the grass right before the front stretch, and that would kind of ruin my drive off the corner because I felt like I had pretty good drive off that last corner that I could at least like somewhat get up to the side or at least make him think I'm going to go for the inside. I just ran out of time on that last lap when I finally got up to him. But all in all, man, it's fun. It's a sweaty 12 laps, and it's hard racing. But I'm just glad I didn't. There was one point there where I almost cleaned out Aaron going for the Joker. I'm glad I didn't, but it looks like I made a little contact. But yeah, man, it was a fun little race.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, coming to the second to last quarter, it seems like if you hit that drift completely perfect, you got one hell of a run coming out of that corner into the final corner to get around anybody that you were trying to pass. I'd seen that you were trying to replicate that every lap, but with it being asphalt to dirt ratio, it's a little bit hard to do. But, I mean, like you said, you didn't clean anybody out. You've seen how much of a pain it was to get into that Joker. Also, get through that second turn where everybody kind of stacked up on each other and was giving each other a little bit of a bumper to bumper action. But once everything all fanned out, you guys were actually pretty much spread out.
Yeah, man. It's one of those things where like you either get it or you don't. It's a very I wouldn't say a fine line. It's just there's certain little tricks you have to know to drive these things around, and it takes a little bit of practice to figure it out. You'd think going around the corners like sliding and stuff like you see in Gymkhana videos is the way to do it, but it's not. Like you gotta drive it as much like it's on asphalt as possible. Like just keep the car straight. I don't know if it's realistic or not. Yeah, but it's definitely quite the challenge. And I was glad we were able to put on a pretty decent show there, at least for the top 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just like a 305 or a dirt street stock. You don't want to get it too sideways. You just want it sideways enough to where you're still getting power down and power out of the corner, so you don't
Yep.
lose so much time. But you do go to Canadian Tire with a 15-minute sprint and a 45-minute endurance race in the GTE cars. Is that something more of your speed? Well, actually, we all know you are a good road racer, but is that a car that you're looking forward to with a track combo, or is there something else on the schedule that you're looking more forward to on the road side?
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to be out of town next weekend's wedding stuff. Going on like I don't want to say a bachelor party, but my groomsmen and best man are going to take an RV up to visit another friend in Oklahoma. Going to go to Lucas Oil Speedway. So yeah, I won't make it next week. I'm not sure what's on the schedule. Um, I don't know, man. That's what's kind of fun about the premiere. It's just kind of like the chaos and just randomness. It's just fun to get out of like the normal groove of iRacing. So just looking forward to whatever is the weekend after that.
Oh yeah, for sure. A man that has priorities straight in his life. You heard it here from Nick Nickerson.
Yeah.
He's got his priorities straight. But before we let you get on out of here and you enjoy your week and weekend, is there anybody want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, man. Just everybody participates in these leagues, and Carl and all the admins, all they do to make this league what it is. I mean, it's just a blast to race, man. Anybody wanted to race, we have a freaking a different series. What is it? 4 out of our 5 days out of the week. So all sorts of different events to do. So yeah.
Oh,
And don't appreciate you doing the broadcast, man.
oh yeah, it's always a joy being up here instead of being down there getting my feelings hurt. So I'll definitely take the booth anytime.
All right.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll let you get on out of here and celebrate with all these guys down here, and hopefully we'll be talking to you in a couple weeks.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, gonna go ahead and move on to our race winner. I believe this might be the only second time I get to talk to this guy inside of the booth, but we are with our feature winner, Christopher Hamilton, in the number 64 machine. Chris, one hell of a race. No pun intended. Again,
That was totally intended.
I mean, you were pretty much the car to beat all night tonight. You and Aaron Smith were battling back and forth throughout practice. I was sitting there watching you guys go back and forth on lap times, and then your heat race came on. You had the last heat of the heats before the feature. Kind of let me know how the track transitioned from practice to qualifying and then through your heats and the feature.
Yeah, so during practice with like 12 to 15 cars running on it, rubbered in really good and it increases blue groove. And unlike traditional dirt racing, rallycross, you want to be on it because that's traction. So it's really quite a difference. You have to drive it. But then coming to the feature and consequently the heat race and the feature, they took that away and it was completely fresh track. So it was like driving on ice. And you really had to tiptoe it. And slow was fast tonight.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, Nick even said, he was trying to get you a little bit of a bump to have you slide up, but wasn't able to do so. But you played that strategy of the Joker lap to perfection, taking it right after the green flag waved, and that kind of helped you go from fifth or sixth back up to the front, and they were able to pull away a little bit until the last couple laps. Nick Nickerson got right back up on your back bumper, trying to force you into a mistake, but you, being calm, patient, cool, and collected, was able to get the race win. But when you and Aaron got side by side, he got in the wall just a little bit. Were you kind of nervous that maybe he would have ricocheted off and collected you? Or did you think, okay, this is my time to shine. I'm just going to keep it in the gas and pull away?
I'll be honest, I didn't even know how far out he was. He could have been right next to me where you couldn't see a paper or right next to the wall. I honestly couldn't see him. But I knew he was there, so I gave him the room that he deserved. Clean racing and all. And then once I saw my rearview mirror, then I was like, okay, time to put the hammer down calmly. And I think I was braking and letting off earlier than most people tonight.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you kept the car as clean as you possibly could. Nick Nickerson was trying to get up to your rear bumper, get alongside of you. He did say that last couple laps he wanted to get to your inside or the right side of your car to try to pull ahead of you. Not able to do so, but you ended up coming away with a win. So GTEs next week at Canadian Tire, 15-minute sprint with a 45-minute endurance race. Is that a track and car combo you're looking forward to?
It was an okay combo last season. Definitely wanted maximize my time there. Maybe get a little bit more practice in this time because I think I came away second. Go me. But yeah, we'll just take it week by week, hour by hour, and we'll go from there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, before we let you get on out of here, does anybody want to give us a shout out to and a special thanks?
Special thank you to Ryan McCauley. He does an incredible job on each and every space you see here on the Core Racing Network, whether it be here in the Premier Series or on Thursdays in the Vintage Cup Series. Fantastic job. Speaking of Vet Motorsports, I cannot do this without them. They allowed me to do share my passion for motorsports as a give it to a family that I know that's near and dear to me. And thank you for the broadcast. Couldn't do it without you.
Well, I will say thank you to you as well because I've had Ryan McCauley make me a paint scheme for another league, and I still run that paint scheme today. So big shout out to him as well for the paint schemes that he does for Chris and all that. And hopefully we'll be talking to you again next week.
I hope so.
All right,
Here's
bud.
to making the playoffs.
Yes, sir. See, look, man with a plan right there. All right, that's going to do it for the interviews here tonight. We're going to go ahead and give you a little bit of a rundown how the week is going to look for CRN. Tomorrow night, we have the GT3 and GT4 series as they tackle Monza. Tuesday night, we are off that night. No racing until September 20th when me and Ricky Gonzalez get in the booth and we have the ARCA cars coming into the Core Racing League. Wednesday night, we have the IndyCar Series as I will be in the booth calling the action right after ECRC does battle at Nashville Fairgrounds. You can catch Jimmy and Carl in the booth as I do battle out there on track. Going to try to make it 3 for 3 with uh, win number 4 as we go to Nashville Fairgrounds. And then, like I said, right after that, I'll hop out of the car, get into the booth, take a few drinks of Mountain Dew in between, get that stuff done. And then the IndyCar series, I believe, is at, let me look here. The IndyCar series is at Road America for 30 laps. That's on Wednesday. Thursday night, we have the Pizzagate coming back as I am back in the car for the Core Vintage Cup Series as we tackle Homestead Road Course B, as Carl and Jimmy will call the action from that. And hopefully I can get the pizza in the kitchen and not anywhere near me. So that way I can actually focus on the race at hand. And then Friday and Saturday we have a little bit of a break. And then we're back here Sunday night with the Core Premier Series as they do battle in the GTE cars at Canadian Tire. That's going to do it for me, Dylan, up here in the broadcast booth. Make sure you guys take care. Brush your hair.